Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for the grand final after over 6 hours of this 2v2 tournament, which has brought some incredible games so far. And at the end of the day, two teams are remaining, and we get a rematch of the upper bracket final. So Nuclear Rain is going to get a second chance here to take on their, I guess I could say, arch nemesis in this tournament, the team that I cannot pronounce for the life of me. I believe it's pronounced Einherjar. I have to give them at least a shout out since they made it to the final by trying to pronounce it, but I'm going to call them E from now on. I'm joined by Spiff on Kai Labs, and I'll throw it on to Spiff to introduce the first team.
All right, well, we'll start over here on the left-hand side with our challengers who have moved up from the loser's bracket, spawning in as the teal Aeon Commander and throwing down some air factories after her opening eco. It is Rainbows and Unicorns. And her teammate spawning in as the brown Cybern Commander, throwing down a whole bunch of eco and 3 research stations. It is Nuclear Pizza.
Will he go 4 research stations?
He did go for research stations.
No, 4 research stations.
Yeah, he did go for research stations.
No, four as in number.
All right, Knight. Introduce our other team, will ya?
Yeah, you were just going auction mode. So I was like, 1 research station, 2 research station. Will he go for 4?
Do I hear 4? Do I hear 4?
All right. On the other side of Kai Labs, we have the blue and purple mix. Very interesting here. Kind of hard to see. But we have Team E with Iron Commander spawning in as the blue Cybern Commander, opening up with a triple research station opening here. Will he go for 4? That indeed is the question. And his partner in crime, it is Regnar. I messed up. I'm sorry. Fury Regon, not Regnar. I was thinking of Rexnar and I conglomerated their 2 names. But he's opened with like a mutt of a strategy here. 1 air, 1 research, and 1 land factory. So far, not much indication of what exactly he's going to be focusing on. But I imagine they're going to just try to keep that Aeon air at bay while they set up some kind of ground forces to push the Cybern out.
Well, Rainbows has gone for a very early transport here and dropped a couple of engineers onto the platforms to start gobbling up that mass. And I wonder if that's the purpose of this single air factory from Fury as well. But no transports out just yet, and it's not building anything other than that 1 plane that came out. I wonder if this is just a scouting factory.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like a perfect response if she was not planning on doing that to this opening, because like we said before, there's not going to be a whole lot of air. At most, it's just going to control a little bit of airspace here and not allow a whole lot of bombing to happen. So it's not really a top priority for our Nuclear Rain team to really do that. So a switch into a transport and getting a lot of that mass is actually perfect. That's going to allow Rainbows to transition into something else. And we do see that Fury has actually stopped the production of air. So this is almost a perfect scenario here, almost like a book writing out itself here for our team to the west.
I'm a little bit concerned here with Nuclear Pizza's building placement, because clearly we're going to see a gantry. Well, maybe not so clearly, but where's he going to put a gantry?
Yeah, that is a good question. That's a concern I had earlier at one of the teams. They kind of built their buildings out sporadically this.
Do we see what Iron Commander is building?
Ooh, I was wondering what he was going, but I feel like, yeah, that's what I was trying to get to with this buildings placement, is if that does happen, you're actually in a perfect position here to kind of counteract this artillery rush. But it seems like, nope, I thought he was going to hold a little bit to fire, but no, he's just going to go ahead and Start that artillery right now. No, sometimes you do end up waiting for 3 of those just so that you can start not one-shotting, but really disposing of buildings rather quickly. So let's see what he target fires here. So far, it's just 1 mass extractor, and it's not really losing a whole lot of health yet.
No, that second artillery is online now, though. Factory shield will help out a little bit here. And what is Pizza's response to this going to be? We still don't have any idea what he's been spending all of that tech on.
I feel like it could almost go ACU rush at this point. Maybe nanogun overcharge, something like that. You're never probably going to catch up in artillery wars unless he was the one that was spreading his engineers around like Rainbows has done. But yeah, this is going to be very hard to catch up if he does end up going artillery. But I think the answer is still Megalith. What about you?
I mean, that is certainly one answer. The question is, where do you put that gantry? You want to put it far enough back that it's not going to necessarily show up on radar, and it is going to be artillery from nuclear as well. But yeah, I mean, artillery wars, yeah, you're going to have a hard time catching up. I don't know.
And now there's shields too from the UEF, so I feel like it's just going to be very difficult. And my question is, what has Rainbow's been doing? Because she's going back into air, and I feel like that's the wrong response here. I feel like she maybe, well, no, because if she goes loyalty gun, it probably will get gunned down. And I think you're right. Yeah, artillery is going to come out for nuclear as well.
Yeah, but I mean, already it's 3 artillery pieces to 2. And Iron Commander has found those 2 artillery pieces with his own artillery, so yeah, Pizza's going to have a hard time. He is setting up more.
Well, how did he find that one? Did they send a scout or?
Cameras, I bet.
Yeah, what a helpful
cameras.
upgrade. Yeah, well, so far, it's not a whole lot of damage. That ACU is doing a good job healing it. And the Cybern Artillery is not very precise.
Oh. Okay, I can tell you what else Rainbows has been doing.
What's that?
Take a look up at that north platform.
North platform. Is she getting teleport for air?
No, further north. Northeast
Oh,
platform.
oh, that's nasty. Ooh, nasty girl. Nasty girl.
Nasty.
Gosh, that's actually a good counter here, I think. But I think she should target the artillery if she knows, obviously, where it is.
There's already adapters out to counter it. I feel like, yeah, if she was targeting the artillery, maybe, but that's got shields on it, so I don't know. It's at least a fun little distraction.
I mean, so far, this artillery war has not caused any actual artillery to go down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artillery for nuclear. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th coming up for iron. So, yeah, a little better for, obviously, iron. But nuclear has done a good job to kind of catch up a little bit. I don't know why his ACU is under honker, but...
That's a good question. Yeah, and those shields that our eastern side team have been putting up, not really doing that much because they're not being targeted by the artillery.
And it's interesting because nuclear is actually focusing down the production and the research of his opponent. Looks like he's just switching the targets here a little slightly so that the splash carries over to the buildings that he already damaged. So that's quite nice there. But still, like... First artillery has fallen for nuclear.
And he's got a couple more coming up in the back. And this little TML hit squad of buildings here has not been addressed. I mean, they have to know about it. There's a plane parked right over. It's got to be on radar. And they've got the adapters out, so I don't understand why no artillery has been diverted to attack that.
I think they're trying to focus down their artillery because artillery is probably going to be the most scarier thing because you got adapters against those TMLs.
Yeah, I mean, they're still getting some damage in.
Yeah, I'm just worried there's too much artillery going down for nuclear rain here. He's building a lot at once, I will say, and it's a little better spread out, but of course there's shields coming out for the East team. And I got a cheer for Cyber Scout. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for showing up and yeah, watching and cheer. Thank you so much.
I mean, okay, in an arty war like this, it's nice if you can take out your opponent's economy.
Yeah.
But the problem is that unlike factories, artillery pieces do not need that economy to continue functioning.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like he's trading economy for artillery, and he's losing his artillery in response. But now it looks like targeting the center here. Quite ballsy, seeing that there's the most concentration of shields in there. But it's actually doing a good job breaking down, and the first artillery piece is going to go down here for Iron.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk, though. Let's go for the economy first so that he can't rebuild his arty after I kill it. But then that's a time issue.
Oh, and there's a lot of artillery here, actually, for Iron. Yeah, if this all goes down, this might actually be very even, and if not favoring nuclear, because he still has his mass extractors in the back.
And those TMLs continue to go unaddressed. The adapters are shooting down a lot of them, but not all of them.
Yeah, this really feels like Nuclear Rain might be getting that tie up here. I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking very promising so far. And of course, in an artillery war like this, not a whole lot is left up to chance, unless, of course, they target fire a commander and somehow completely annihilate it off the face of this map. But this is looking very promising for Nuclear Rain. Now, don't forget that because they're coming from the lower bracket, they are starting at a 1-0 or a 0-1 disadvantage, rather. So this will be a best out of 5, but only maximum of 4 games will be played.
I'm going to go ahead and call it right here, despite this being an artillery war. MVP unit in this game right here, transports.
Oh, yeah.
More TMLs being set up on the south side of the base to the east. They're going to start taking down those 4 mass extractors again.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, at this point. But at this point, also diverting artillery doesn't make much sense either, because the other artillery is going to probably annihilate you in the meantime faster than the TML is. And the nice mix-up, I gotta say, the opening game, this was a turtle, but the opening game is very, very exciting here in our grand finals, switching it up. We haven't seen an artillery war. I feel like in a tournament, I haven't seen an artillery war quite like this. So definitely very exciting to see this happening.
Yeah, this is definitely the sort of thing you won't see in a 1v1 tournament.
Oh, yeah. Actually, good players used to be able to get to the late game in 1v1s very efficiently, and then artillery was just a little better positioned sometimes to go into it. So I used to see a whole lot more of artillery play, but I feel like with the changes in the Iron Commander is going to go down, by the way, with the new patch, well, not so new patch, it's kind of made that harder, and games progress just much quicker.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty exciting game 1 here. And with Fury dipping out, we are going to be going into a quick game 2. On what map again, Knight?
I believe this one is going to be Emerald. I'll have to double check, but it's not one of the new maps. It's the old new maps. But yeah, we will be right back, guys. Shouldn't be too long, so stay here. 1-1 in the grand final. Should be a close one. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone, to game number 2 of this grand final series in our 2v2 tournament. This is Spiff, and I am joining Knight to bring this to you today. And Knight, why don't you go ahead and introduce our first set of players?
All right, to the east, I think this time around, we have Team Nuclear Rain, represented by the Brown Cybern Commander, Nuclear Pizza, who's going with a land opening so far, it looks like. And probably going to be counteracting his opponent on the other side. And his partner, the teal Aeon Commander, she is going with an air factory. It's a little risky on this map, but she can pull out airs. Pretty air openings, pretty good, I think. And it is, of course, Rainbows and Unicorns. Who are they playing, Spiff?
All right, well, continuing around counterclockwise, spawning in as the purple UEF commander. Also, putting down some air factories, going to be challenging Rainbows in the air here. It is Fury Regon. And his teammate in the south, spawning in as the blue Cybran commander. It is Iron Commander, and he has filled up his eco real fast, and he's now putting down a couple of land factories.
Also exciting
So
to see a representative of each faction in the final.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, that's really fun. We've got the potential to see any unit in the game come out here.
Yeah, I'm hoping on maybe Obsidian. Maybe it's a later game, but yeah, these have been smaller maps and people tend to rush on the smaller maps, which I know as a player is probably more exciting, but sometimes like it's just the land fighting and like quick pushes end up just with like small micro adjustments by the players, which is why it's more exciting for them, but it's not as exciting to watch. I feel like the land rushes like that every time. So that's why I was really excited to see artillery come out in that first game of this series.
Yeah, definitely something a little bit different than the usual, and still very effective, and definitely got the job done in that last game. Made for a pretty light show.
Yeah. So what's going on in this game? Looks like, yeah, there's two air players, and interesting, it's Aeon versus UEF. I guess it makes sense. And our two micro gods, Nuclear and Iron, looks like are going for the split pushes again with their loyalists.
Yeah, interestingly, Nuclear has thrown down an air factory of his own and is flying his planes to join up with Rainbows. I think that's a response to the UEF player having gone air, since they will be able to pump out fighters much faster than an Aeon player can do. And Iron Commander pushing up into the middle with an air tower, looking to just take up some space and get into the opposing team's face here.
Yeah, definitely a smart choice. He definitely likes to find a good foothold, and somehow his factories never die. His placement is just perfect on those to set up his base just outside the range of whatever you may have. And yeah, just continue to pressure you right in the face. It looks like Nuclear is going to respond and probably going to be looking to set up a base as well. But it might be a head-on collision between these ACUs. Iron does not like to allow the other player to set up in his face as well, so we'll see.
Yeah, Iron pulling back. Ooh, hit squad of bots going down to the south. See, this is where Nuclear's got a big advantage in Cybran ground, is that Fury has fighters. He's UEF. Those fighters do not shoot down. So that means that Iron is on his own to deal with these flanks. Can't get a bombing run in to be like, oh, hey, help me out here.
Yeah, and I think that air did get scouted. So Fury should know what's going on, and I would not be surprised if we saw adapters, maybe into Cobras here from Iron.
I think that would be the way to go.
Especially without Brackman, yeah, and yeah, a little questionable choice. I gotta say, I don't know about doing this because I feel like you're on equal footing here with the air, if anything.
Yeah, I don't know about this engagement here.
Yeah, Fury did a good job, but no, as he pulls out, I don't know if he necessarily needed to pull out there so early. Does end up losing, actually, I think more planes than his opponents. But meanwhile, Iron Commander is slowly creeping up. He's putting down an anti-air tower here. And probably going to build another land factory here pretty soon as well and start production of adapters and mobile missile launchers is what I'm guessing.
Rainbows, meanwhile, takes out a mass extract. Actually, I didn't quite catch if she took it out or if it got control K'd before the bombs hit it. But in any event, that's one less mass extractor for Fury, and another one about to go down here as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not often that you, as a UEF, having open double air factory, you're not necessarily expecting to be losing air all of a sudden. But as I say that, he actually makes a really great catch here on Rainbows out in the middle of nowhere. There's going to be an air fight. Nuclear's trying to come in here from the back end and to help, but I think it's too late. There's so many purple planes over here.
It's still a pretty close air fight, though, now that Nuclear has brought his fighters up. But Nuclear is losing ground here to the head-on attack. He has taken some time to put down some research stations, but I think that, like, you know, with Iron expanding his factories so much, I feel like one research station was all he really could have gotten away with there.
Oof, that was a good structure ditto. Was that a radar structure ditto or a mass extractor? Either way, that takes out a very big size chunk there and allows Nuclear to hold on there for a little bit.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot, though. He can't really bring these bots too bad. Oh, he's got a point defense up down there now, so he can bring these bots back to clean this up. Meanwhile, Rainbow's helping out as well.
No split fire there, but because of those units clumped up there, does end up picking up quite a bit of those bots. So I don't see anything else going down there. And yeah, I would give a little bit of an edge to Team Nuclear Rain once again.
Wow, Nuclear's finally getting up another land factory, and that's going to make it, what, 3 to 6 land factories? He's got to get his production going faster.
I didn't even realize that, but it honestly feels like Nuclear might be going into nanogun. But yeah, his production is just not there. He's going to need to hold on. Oh, yeah, no, I think he is going into nano adapters. He really likes to do this, actually. I've seen him do it in 1v1s a lot. I think he's going to go for a blob here of adapters and nano. Might be quite effective, although I don't necessarily think he needs adapters at this point.
He doesn't right now, but I would say he should tech towards them anyways, because with the number of factories that Iron has down, it won't take long for him to come up and get like a pretty good blob of units that could take down that ACU's health pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's surprising that Iron just started to produce adapters.
Well, he does have Cobras now as well, chipping away at that mass extractor. Pizza doesn't have any adapters out yet to counter that. Yeah, I don't know. This,
oh, it's a megalith. Okay. Well, if he manages to hold on, maybe, but adapters, like I said, are coming out for Iron. Maybe it was to get his opponent into going megaliths, but I don't know.
Big air fight.
Yep.
And Fury doing a really good job getting behind those planes, but now as it turns around, he's not fighting. Fury's not fighting over his friendly AA, so he's losing a lot of planes here.
Yeah, but overall, I think the exchange is fairly even, but it does benefit for the time being. I guess the East team, Iron really needs to push this out. Unfortunately, Nuclear's Brackman in that previous engagement were firing on the point defense, so that army kind of got free reign to do whatever the heck they wanted. Ooh, nice bombing run coming in. Splits right at the last second from Iron Commander, but does manage to give Rainbows a really nice bombing run, nevertheless.
Fury's losing a lot of planes here, even fighting over that friendly AA, but I think it's just about evening out.
It's worth it. Any trade, honestly, for Team East with that megalith coming out, I think any trade where land is minimized kind of benefits them, but Iron is doing something very smart here as well. He's going to go and target Rainbows.
Yeah, definitely. He does not want to be pushing into the south when that megalith comes out.
Ooh, Unidetto from Iron.
Yeah, and Pizza just kind of desperately trying to cut off this blob as it moves forward. That is a fair number of adapters, though, and
It's a lot of point defense.
Brackman are slow to catch up.
Oh, nice bombing run from Rainbows. I think that's going to save her.
Yeah, that was perfect. And there's enough AA here that Fury can't really hang out over this spot.
Wow, what a game.
And that's the end of Fury's planes there. He doesn't have any planes left except what's in production.
And there's no adapters, so Nuclear Rain can just go back. Or Nuclear Pizza can just go back with his units.
And Fury's got factories that aren't even building right now. It looks like he's having economy troubles because he's having to build a whole bunch of energy generators right now. So I think he forgot to build one of those.
Yeah, it looks like he only built one energy generator up to this point. Maybe two. Oh no.
That's a pretty big mistake with this Mega coming out now, too.
Yeah, but again, I don't know how much of a factor air would have played in the first place. I mean, obviously you don't want to have Aeon having a lot of bombing capabilities, but... Ooh, a land gantry, though. Maybe that's what he was saving for.
Yeah, could... AC-1K?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, Air Fortress would be a little soon for 14 minutes. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I don't think that's
silly too.
Yeah.
It takes so long to get up on online, like, and you've already lost air, and yeah, I don't. Ooh, but now we've got Rainbows also pausing factories.
Interesting.
What's she up to?
Oh, she wants to build point defenses because there's a push coming from Iron.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. She's not building them fast enough. So she might up on losing a lot here, but Nuclear is coming in with his forces as well. So I think she's going to be fine. She might lose an air factory. Definitely going to lose an... Oh! Iron decides to pull out. Playing it safe.
That is a lot of Brackman there.
Meanwhile, we do have the first 2 megaliths out and taking out the forward installation here, so... Gosh.
And sure enough, that is an AC-1K coming out.
Both ACUs and an engineer are assisting that. Another gantry is going to come out in this kind of vulnerable spot. So, I don't know. I feel like they don't have enough air to support even one AC-1K coming out, and he's prioritizing more AC-1Ks. I would prioritize air production. Where's the air? Air is not even building.
Yeah, without any fighters, those AC-1Ks are going to go down pretty quick. Rainbows has, I don't even know how many here. They're all bunched up, but it looks like enough to take down an AC-1K in like 15, 20 seconds maybe.
Yeah, and what do we got building here? More megaliths, but we might switch into, you know, bomb bouncers or adapters, and, you know, in low numbers of those AC-1Ks, it might be fine for them to deal with.
Yeah, bomb bouncers would be a great move with those AC-1Ks coming out, but they haven't seen them yet. They're about to be revealed right now. And we've got Iron's big flanking force here, just kind of dancing around, waiting to move in on the back of those megaliths, maybe, or push into Rainbow's base again. I don't know, AC-1Ks take an awful long time to build, and Fury's ACU is not assisting that second one. It's just sitting there idle. Mr. Steal Your Girl is probably feeling a tingle behind his ears right now.
I feel like he got used to that sensation, though.
Oh man, I don't know. This push could be real dangerous. Rainbows is not putting herself in a good position with these fighters. Has to turn around, already taking a lot of damage.
That AC-1K is getting good shots on the megaliths, but I don't think it's enough.
And yeah, Rainbows has been putting tech into her fighters, whereas those AC-1Ks have been siphoning tech points off from Regon's fighters.
Yeah.
Well, Regon's having a tough time holding this back. And even with those adapters there, AC-1K #1 goes down.
Gosh, 3 air gantries. That's That's a lot.
Yeah. Doing a pretty good job controlling those AC-1Ks, though.
A
Another
fourth?
air gantry.
With what economy? Yeah, I would definitely
I mean,
want, instead of 2 of those air gantries, I would want like 4 more air factories.
yeah. But now with double AC-1Ks on the front, that adds a lot of firepower to tear through those adapters. But here come the fighters again.
And that's not how you micro against air either. With AC-1Ks. There you go, that's a little better.
Those megaliths finally breaking through on the front here as the AC-1Ks are no longer able to hold them back.
And
Iron does have a nice hit squad going in here, and clear pizza's right there. I don't think it's enough to take it out, though, especially with that megalith assisting. This will not be a snipe, I don't think. And sure enough, Iron and Fury called GG.
yeah.
That one was a bang. I liked it.
Yeah, good game there from all the players, and it was really like a roller coaster back and forth. I think at the end of the day, the East team held out just enough, just on time there. But yeah, 2-1
Yeah.
lead for Nuclear Rain. We're gonna go to game number, what is this, 3? But technically it's the 4th out of 5. So we'll see. We are on a match point. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the grand final of the 2v2 2023 tournament. Thank you so much for joining us. This is potentially the last game as we are in match point. Nuclear Rain is up 2-1 against Team E, and I gotta say, it's a complete reversal of what we saw in the grand final. Or sorry, not the grand final, the final of the upper bracket, where Iron Commander and Fury were able to handily dismiss their opponents, but quite different. But we do have a couple of maps that I think are going to be a little more tailored to Team E's, shall we say, strength. So we'll definitely see how this one goes. I'm joined by Spiff, and I'll pass it on to him to introduce the first team.
All right, we'll start over here on the left-hand side of the map. Spawning in first as the purple UEF commander, we have Fury Regon. He's gone for a double air opener here. And his teammate, shoulder to shoulder with him here, it is Iron Commander as the green Cybern ACU. He's putting down a triple land factory, looking to get a lot of bots out real fast. And Knight, what's going on the other side of this frozen winter map?
On the other side, it is our Team Nuclear Rain, represented by, of course, our brown Cybern Commander, Nuclear Pizza, and his partner, Rainbows and Unicorns, by opening up with a double air factory as the teal Aeon Commander. And yeah, it looks like she got a scout off a little earlier, which was picked off, and it seems like Fury should have a solid lead here in the air, but it's a similar strategy actually as before. Nuclear is going to go with a single air factory after his opening 2 lands.
That is going to put him a little bit behind on the bot production here. But so far, yeah, there's a lot more purple planes here. And, 2 more coming up for rainbows, though. Fury turns around.
Yeah, I think he was
Probably
scared
good
of anti-air in the base. Does scout that 3rd air factory, though, so now it should be tipped off. And again, I feel like on this map, you can't really allow Iron more ability to flank you.
Definitely. That's always been one of Iron's huge strengths.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of classic Cybern bot rush tactic and, the pincher strategy, that was him.
Oh,
He's
no.
the OG.
Oh, no. It's a good engagement for Fury. And this is already looking like a much better start for Iron and Team E.
Yeah, definitely. How did... Oh, those are green. Okay, I'm having a little hard time telling the green from the teal sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it was much better than he was blue. Then you could just tell instantly who's who. But now it's all, yeah, very close together. Actually, Brown is not that far off from purple either.
I don't know. It was just something about the lighting over that little frozen pond there. Which, by the way, this looks great.
Oh
This
yeah.
map looks amazing.
No, they did a really good job doing this with the textures and whatnot. I feel like finally, after what 13 years of this game being out, we
We
finally figured
finally
out
had
how
it.
to make maps. It is. I will say, like he walked me through it once, and it's like a massively complicated process.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure.
yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it. My artistic abilities are also not very good in Blender, so or textures rather. All right, let's see what Rainbow says this time. Get her, Rainbow.
Uh, seriously.
She was awfully promiscuous earlier with Iron in the chat before the game, so I don't know. Maybe there is something
Spicy.
going on.
Spicy.
A
The
Danish
rumors start
U.S.
here.
Yeah, Danish U.S. romance right here. I was actually
And
talking about the Do It for Denmark initiative, earlier. So, with Iron's genes, I feel like high potential there for, some a what is it called, a super baby.
yeah, yeah. Super baby with video game playing skills.
Yeah, yeah. I also
Okay, now
hear that Iron
Fury.
is a good looking dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just
Wow.
through the interwebs.
Well, maybe if you offer him your feet pics, he'll send you some of his feet pics.
Hey man, my feet pics are very expensive. Can't just can't just be
Well,
trading it.
this time it is Fury's turn to switch it up. He is moving into the center and setting up a land factory, producing some mobile missile launchers here.
And throwing down a very premature point defense here. I feel like they've got land on lockdown. At least they're in the center. Seems like, yeah, whenever Iron plays, there's diverted attention from the center to the flanks naturally. But every other game we've seen on this map, it feels like people have just been prioritizing pushing hard. But I guess we did see a lot of Aeon land so far, so maybe it's not so
That's true.
surprising.
But yeah, it looks like Fury is pretty comfortable with his air dominance at this point. He's starting to pump out bombers in addition to that land factory pumping out MMLs. I do like that strategy though. Like, oh, Cybern's kind of weak with their MMLs, huh? So let's just have the UEF commander put down one land factory and do the MMLs. Why not?
Yeah, and so far, somehow, it looks like Iron was doing a really good job flanking, which he still is, but somehow there isn't a whole lot of damage happening. So whatever Nuclear Rain is doing this game is clearly much better than the previous attempt in the last
Yeah, a
series.
couple of few research stations going down now for Iron Commander.
Nice unit
Although
Dedo also.
now that I look at it, though, he is a little bit behind on research here. Stations, that is, research stations.
If you couldn't tell, a very large and light box has arrived with your name on it.
Oh no, I'm glad those boxes are not black.
Um, what could you hear that?
Yeah, that's all good.
No. Yeah, if you heard the dog, that was why. She was going nuts over a package. I have no idea what that might be.
It's all good. It looks like there's minimal damage here. 2 mass extractors do end up going down. 1 for rainbows, 1 for nuclear. But overall, this is still pretty even, although I think there's a small opening here in the center. There's really nothing on land from nuclear, but there is structured Edo, so those bots should not be able to make it too far past that research station. Of course, structured Edoing a research station is not a fun thing to do, but...
No, not at all.
Oh, wow. He doesn't even get a whole lot of units for that.
Yeah, 3 bots, not worth.
Yeah, that was a little premature as well. Bombing
And
run
now with
does come
these
in.
mobile missile launchers coming in coming in the rear though.
Oh god, yeah, I didn't even see those. Yeah. Oof, I feel like this whole center section is at risk now.
Yeah, definitely. Rainbow's bringing her commander up here to put down another air factory, but it's pretty much immediately going to be at risk to those mobile missile launchers.
Yeah, and yeah, they lose air as well, so there's really nothing to take care of those mobile missile launchers. Not enough adapters by a long shot. And adapters are kind of crappy to begin with against mobile missile launchers.
Right. And we do see a gantry coming down for Iron Commander here as well.
Yeah, yeah. This smells like a game 5, Spiff. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, double land gantry. Yeah, they're so far ahead. Yeah.
And that gantry is going to block a factory that looks like was planned by. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Sacrifice to the Cybern gods.
Not going to matter because Rainbows and Nuclear call GG
Yeah.
and tap out. And that does mean that we're going to be going to a game 5 here.
Yeah, they were so far behind there. They didn't even see the land gantries. But yeah, very nice game, and glad to be going to a game 5. It's going to all be decided on Thunder Pass, so we'll be right back in just a few moments. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the final game of the 2023 2v2 OSS tournament, where 14 teams, 28 players, have been fighting for $400, and we finally reached the conclusion of this tournament, where Game 5 between Team E versus Nuclear Rain. I'm joined by none other than Spiff himself, and we're very excited to have this last map, and we really don't know who will take this. So Spiff, I will let you take the honorary first introduction of this final game.
All right. Starting up here on the north side of the map, spawning in is the teal Aeon Commander. It is Rainbows and Unicorns. And she has gone for that quick first air factory. And her teammate, spawning in just a little bit to the south of her, it is Nuclear Pizza, the brown Cybern Commander, starting off with 2 land factories and starting to pump out those bots and send them towards the center already. And Knight, who is on the other side fighting for dominance in this 2v2 tournament.
Yeah, on the other side, the team that managed to reverse a quick two-game kind of roll of their opponents, it is, of course, our Team East. Not Team East, but I call them Team East. They're on the West as well, kind of, so it makes zero sense, I know, but we're working through it. It is, of course, our Blue Cybern Commander, Iron Commander, and his partner, Führer Regon, spawning in purple as UEF. And it looks like it's a double land opening this time around. I feel like they've done this. Somebody did this kind of switcheroo where it's like at least one player has been opening up with air the whole series, and now for this final map, they're just going to throw it all in on the land.
Well, we do see adapters already out here for Iron Commander, and both ACUs, Iron and Fury, are pushing towards the center here. So I think they are just looking to play another up-in-your-face type game here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you kind of have to somehow put a controlling dominance here in the center, because I feel like if you don't have a presence in the center, you can run around the map much more easily. It kind of opens up because of those 2 ramps. So very interesting here with the dynamic. Adapters will certainly help, and there's only Brackman really on the field from their opponents.
Brackman take quite a while to ramp up to get to effective numbers, so I don't know if I necessarily like this opening strategy from Nuclear to go. Looks like pure Brackman, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, there's adapters on the other side. So Rainbows' planes just got taken out. 2 of them are left, and no more air production. She's trying to desperately build a PD to have some kind of ground firing or direct firing ability. But actually, Fury and Iron are expecting a lot out of this and are pulling back. I'm not sure they needed to. Well, I guess they were waiting for the MMLs to get pulled up. So now that that has arrived, it looks like they might be looking to re-engage. And there's a flank from Iron. Are we really surprised about that?
No, not at all. And actually, Nuclear had a few bots up there before that, but they got pushed back because those adapters and the superior numbers here, and yeah, there we go. Those bots are getting taken out, cleaned up there. And that's going to give Iron some more freedom to flex on this north side here.
Yeah, actually, it did buy them a little bit of time with that engagement, although they did lose 4 bots, or 3 bots, I guess, technically. Does allow them to come back here, and maybe there's a structured Edo. Nope, that's not going to be enough with Nuclear's commander taking a spot there right in front of that point defense. And now I feel like...
when the sun goes down.
Yeah, well, it does, but now I feel like they got much more of a ground presence. And maybe they can counter. It looks like they're syncing up a little better, whereas Fury and Iron are kind of separating their armies. So we'll see who takes the lead here.
Oh, and now it's with Rainbow's pulling back, it's still just one ACU to one ACU on the front line here.
Yeah, Fury was a little exposed there, but of course Rainbows can't really push too far. And there's another flank from Iron out of nowhere. Like, where did this even come from? Like, I sometimes feel like he's playing Zerg in Supreme Commander because he, like, burrows his units, nobody notices, and he, like, goes around everywhere.
Well, this group of bots on the right-hand side here, they slid away, like, while the other units were distracted in the fight there. Just slid right down the south pass there.
Yep, and another mass extractor goes down, and this is, you give Iron an inch and he takes a mile off of you. Like, he just keeps pressing.
Yeah, and I mean, Iron has 3 factories. Nuclear still just has those 2. 4 factories for Fury, and that's against just 3 for Rainbows. So,
Yep.
Yeah, taking the center here has really allowed Fury and Iron to bump up their economy a little bit.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and like I said, taking that center spot really allowed them, I feel like, to flank like this. Although there was one flank, of course, that just slid through middle of nowhere. Well, actually, middle of everything. And yeah, I just opened up the map, like you said, and I feel like now the heavy advantage is definitely for Team E.
yeah, Iron putting down another land factory in the front here, and
Oh no. Another mass extractor. This time a core mass extractor went down there for Rainbows. She's not even microing her ACU. Uh-oh.
and she's about to lose another mass extractor to these 3 MMLs up on the ridge here as well.
Yeah, I think they gotta do a Hail Mary here, but there's no MMLs here to even push these units back through the point defenses. Yeah, this is just going to be a quick def, I think, if they stick around. And, of course, Unit Dedo, nope. Dodged that bullet, thankfully. Gosh, those 2 bots are still alive for Iron. What a champ.
It's so annoying, too. And these MMLs still wreaking havoc here.
Yeah. Yeah, and like before this series, I was thinking to myself, yeah, these first couple of maps, like I think Nuclear Rain can definitely win, but the last 2 maps, they're Iron's domain. So like he's gonna take those, and yeah, that top bracket advantage really played a hand here. I feel like, of course, it's not over yet, but this is a difficult spot, not because of necessarily unit numbers or position. It's because of that Maz being taken out over and over again, and Iron managing to expand here almost to 75% of the map.
Yeah, I mean, Nuclear's finally getting some bots over onto the left-hand side to cause some trouble. But it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, he's having a hard time finding units counteracting these flanks to begin with, and it's just going to open up more and more space in the center. Oh, a land gantry going down. Well,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, if that happens, there's always a possibility, but I mean, with what mass are you going to build megaliths reliably?
I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see how quickly it gets started here once. Ooh, we got jump jets too.
yeah, so now I feel like it's going to be really easy to also go into Unit Dedo and just harass even more and more.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fury and Iron have just taken over this map. Like, if you were to draw a diagonal line down the center of the map, they've pushed that line into their opponent's space here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks like that he does have enough mass to build that megalith, so it's already halfway done. So it's going to come out, actually. So, and there's still nothing but land, but the problem is they've given such an advantage to the other team that now Iron is allowed to build a row of research generators in his base.
Oh, that's a lot of research stations queued
Yeah.
up.
Oh my god, there's like a bunch of loyalists beating up on Brackman. It's so sad.
I hmm. I don't know that we didn't see a Unit Dedo there, and it seemed like a perfect opportunity for it. So maybe Unit Dedo just isn't on the field yet.
Well, I mean, he went, what do you
Did
call
you
it?
see it?
No, he went into Megalith, so I don't think he has Unit Dedo, and there wasn't much sense for Iron to Unit Dedo because there was just Brackman there, so he would have taken them out anyway.
Oh, I was talking about Iron. Yeah, I thought maybe.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't think... I mean, maybe 3 units for all of your opponent's army probably is good, but maybe he was hoping to just take them out for free. I don't know. Or maybe he doesn't have it.
Well,
He has to have it. He's been killing everything for like the whole game.
yeah.
Oh, and now perfect transition. Also, there's shields coming out for Fury.
Ah, beautiful. But Iron has had his factory shut off for a minute here, and so I think maybe that's why he didn't Unit Dedo, even if he did have it, because that would have been he's not replacing his army at this point. I don't know what it is that he's going to be putting these research points into, but it better be something fast before this mega starts tearing everything down, and another one's about to come out real soon as well.
Yeah, I think maybe Recycler is good here. Maybe, and I mean, going Mega is not bad either. What is that? Oh, that's another research station.
Behind on megas, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but his partner has so many shields that he might not even be able to break through this. There's so many P shields here.
Big stack of P shields is very difficult to break through.
Yeah, especially for megaliths.
Well, yeah, I mean, it certainly seemed like Rainbows and Nuclear were on the back foot in this game, and they have managed to turn it around with that tech choice of the Megalith.
Oh, no, he is going to go Megas.
Yep, Gantry's coming down from Iron. He's going to have 2 Gantrys here, and he's not producing anything from his... Well, I guess Nuclear's not producing anything from his micro factories either.
Yeah, I gotta say this is closer than I thought it would be because, yeah, this Mega almost came out of nowhere. They were able to clean up all the flanks, and they're now pushing onto their opponent's side of the field. These Megas better be, like, really quick, or, yeah, this combination of Megaliths, and I didn't realize how many mobile missile launchers Rainbows has, but that's going to help tear through P-shields in this choke point really efficiently. And even in this grand final match, I feel like we have already a roller coaster to where I did not see this coming back. Yeah.
And Nuclear's pushing up with his ACU now as well.
And Air is killing stuff also in the bottom right.
God, this game is just all over the place.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have a Mega about halfway done for Iron Commander, and the other Gantry is about to finish up soon as well.
Yep.
And I think one Mega behind all those P shields could hold off the 2 Megas in time for more to come out.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, the longer this game goes, also the possibility of teleport for Rainbows opens up, so that might change the game quite a bit. But it looks like the Megaliths are actually breaking through those P shields and starting to work on the mass extractors that were on the field for quite some time, close to the base of Team E.
Fury has done an excellent job of covering this this retreat with like minimizing his actual unit losses and just letting the buildings go down.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we do have our first mega out.
That was an
Iron Commander. It's going to move forward here.
That was a very nice unit, Dedo, by the way. Nice targeting on the mobile missile launchers that were clumped up all together. So that was actually a very significant point in the game here. And I almost feel like they need to start pulling back. They can't stick around here for much longer.
Yeah, I don't know. Although at this point, it's now 1 mega versus 3.
Yeah, that mega is going a little far. So if they focus that down, that would be really good.
Those P-shields really need to cover that thing.
Yeah, I would honestly maybe pull back here. It's so hard to say, though, because they do have the upper hand here, and they're behind on production.
I mean, I don't know about pulling back, but, like, definitely not pushing forward. I think Rainbows is maybe overextending a little bit with this army here.
Oh, nice micro by Nuclear Pizza, bringing that hurt Megalith back, trying to target down that other Megalith. Doing a good job, but it switches targets.
We did see Rainbows just use a teleport for a little hit squad of tanks to go into the back and fight the economy battle there.
Oh, healing. Wow, Nuclear is healing that Megalith. It's living just a little more. And but unfortunately, those Megaliths for Team East are just not going down. They're doing a lot of damage here, though, so I think this is going to stabilize, and I don't know about putting that second gantry there. I just don't know. That's a little too aggressive when you're retreating.
Oh, there are point defenses already covering it.
Yeah, but I mean, Megaliths are coming with P-shields. There's 3 of them now. Yeah, this is not going to be easy to hold.
No, I agree with you. I think better practice would have been to put that one further back. But adapters really is what's needed here. You gotta fight, you gotta do something to even out those P shields, and it would be adapters.
Yeah, I feel like Rainbow's got to teleport on top of this now and take out as many Megaliths as she can. Those Megaliths are very far forward, actually. So yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah, this is exactly what was needed here. Evening the score here a little bit on the Megalith deaths, and that it's going to allow that gantry to go up.
And a third gantry going up for Nuclear in the back as well.
Yeah, Rainbows does end up exchanging all of her units for this. Oh, that Megalith was so close to death. I'm not sure. I think they should have stuck around. And now they're going to lose another Megalith. Yeah, that was a little bit of yeah, that was not great. Yeah, what a game. What a game 5.
Well, and yeah, the Megalith count has pretty much reversed now on the front. It's 3 Megaliths versus just 1 for Nuclear here. He's got another one about halfway done here and another one marching its way up.
There's like 2 planes bombing like a bunch of P-shields. It's hilarious. Yeah, and this is exactly why.
Nuclear's got to get his ACU out of there.
Cancel that Mega and start building it on the back factory. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was such a mistake building
he did manage
gantry
to cancel
there.
it before the gantry went down.
Yeah. I feel like if they just retreated and tried to hold ground like the other team did for as long as possible, this might have reversed again. It still might, but Nuclear Pizza's ACU is in a lot of trouble here.
Oh yeah, and he's down into the red now.
Oh, just manages to escape. Keep walking. Yeah, there you go.
Keep going.
Yeah, the one good thing that came out of that, I suppose, is that they did manage to take out a bunch of production for Fury, but he did end up rebuilding it, and now there's cicadas coming out.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so what a game 5 here. We made it all the way to the top tier of Cybern Research here.
Yeah, and still just Megas coming out for Nuclear Pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, and cicadas just changed the game. Like, if you don't got cicadas yourself, it's pretty much game over, unfortunately. Is it still only Megalith's building? Yeah. Yeah. Ah, man. Sakata OP.
Yeah. Where did it go? I lost track of it.
Oh, it's right
There.
there, right in the middle.
Not turned on yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
There it goes. Kaida's turned on, and all of those units are
Insta-PG.
going to work now. And yeah, that's. I feel like that's going to be it.
There's no way they can even target down that Sakata, even if they had the firepower to take it. Rainbow's trying to like bomb it with like 4 blades. Oh no.
I mean, the only AA there is the megaliths, but
Yeah.
you're still not going to throw those P shields with 4 blades.
Yeah, good game. Good game by both teams. It was not a straightforward fight. It was up and down, back and forth. And I think this grand final delivered 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, I'd almost like to see Rainbow's teleport past this army and see if she can get into the back. Just drop things out a little bit. But...
Can you imagine she just miraculously teleports on top of Iron and like kills him?
I mean, really, that's the only option that they have here is to go around this army instead of trying to fight it. But Rainbow's teleports around and tries to fight, and pretty much all of her units are going down now.
Also, Iron is in the middle of his structures, and he has structured Edo, so there's no way that's even working.
Right.
But yeah, gotta say congratulations to Team East here. Managing to pull out a mini reverse sweep, although they had the 1-0 advantage, which I think ultimately what allowed them to, you know, have a little bit of a bigger advantage. But hey, that's what you get for, you know, winning earlier on in the match. So yeah, thank you so much to everybody playing in this tournament. Thank you so much, Spiff, for helping me co-cast the last few games. It was very enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And also thanks to our donors for this tournament. We had obviously $400 for the prize pool, and so I have to thank Rockspan and one other anonymous donor for those monies. So thank you so much, guys. It's so nice to see you know, still a community that's strong and, you know, there for occasional tournaments. I know we don't do these much anymore, but it's fun for me and Spiff to come back once in a while and do these. But yeah, Spiff, do you want to say an outro really quick?
Yeah, I mean, everyone make sure to send a big thank you tonight for putting this on. You know, sometimes you direct those thanks at me, and while I do appreciate that, I literally I get to sleep in. I wake up whenever the hell I feel like it, and I just show up and say goofy shit on the internet for an audience. Knight is the one who puts all of the hard work and the sweat and the tears into organizing these, and I just get to show up for the fun part. So everyone, make sure that you give a big thank you tonight for organizing all of this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I love putting these together, and I really appreciate the support from everybody for these tournaments. I think we had like the biggest viewership today for this tournament, so I really appreciate you guys, and maybe we'll throw another one sometime soon. Maybe sometime next year. So stay tuned as always, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and have a good one.